Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers, welcome. So, I wanted to take a deeper dive and to unpack a few womanhood and hypergamous thoughts on Rihanna's and ASAP Rocky's confirmed pregnancy and on their first child together. Now, surprisingly, I really don't have much to say about this pregnancy except congrats and best wishes for a happy, healthy baby. And aside from the internet meltdowns and wigs exploding and Drake punching the air and edges melting and the negativity vomit, Rihanna and ASAP have been on and off rocking together for a while, and she's not 23 or 25 or 29. She's 33, turning 34, and she wants to start a family. So, at a base level, if she likes it, I love it. Simples. And for those of you who want to learn something new, or for those of you who need to take a deeper dive on understanding the 15-year window, I highly encourage you to give that very important womanhood stage video a good feminine watch, especially if you are a woman who wants to have biological children of her own. Now, from a femininity perspective and a womanhood perspective and a hypergamous perspective, I first want to start off by saying that I will always be an advocate for Black women in hypergamy, and I will always advise women to put their femininity first and to be with men who provide as a womanhood standard. But I can walk and chew gum at the same time and respect the life choices of others. And I also can respect that not every woman will have success in hypergamy and that life is still meant to be lived. Because, as with everything in life, there are always exceptions, and there is a lot to unpack and consider when it comes to the complexities of being both wealthy and being more than capable of being your own provider. Rihanna's life is not a conventional life and will never be one. And as the superstar that she is, hopefully, she will not make the ginormous, fiscally irresponsible, or fiscally risky mistake of marrying ASAP without an ironclad prenup, in the way that Nicki, the queen of rap Minaj, allegedly appears to have sloppily done with her criminal bay husband, Mr. Kenneth Petty. Other than that, Rihanna will be fine, as long as she protects her billionaire bag and her assets. If or when the love between these two should fade or arrive at a very messy place. Now, the deeper issues in the lopsidedness of hypogamy are the problems that tend to arise with the male ego in terms of the inverted triangle power dynamic, as men are wired to want to be the lead. And there are also the other issues that can get very nasty when the wealthier woman has to pay both child support and or alimony, like Halle Berry is paying with Gabrielle Aubrey, or the billionaire heiress Chloe Green, whose family is paying Jeremy Meeks for their love child. This is where things tend to actually get really butt ugly in hypogamy. Now, some feathers are going to be ruffled by this video, but don't argue with me, argue with your mammy, or go find your daddy, because some of y'all and your dry, itchy wigs are not playing with a full deck. But I must say, I think that the stands, or that the haters, aka the confused admirers of the world, can get a little too carried away and can get a little too over-invested with the personal choices of others, to the point of peak weirdo, throwing up and crying, obsessive behavior, because at the end of the day, people are forgetting that Rihanna, who is worth $1.7 billion, chose ASAP Rockhead, who is worth $10 million, and that they have chosen each other. And let me know down below if you believe that these two truly do complement one another. Now, could Rihanna have chosen better? Could she have casted a wider net in her dating pool? Did she settle for the bottom of the barrel? Who's to say? And who is in a position to really make that determination? I will always ride for hypergamy, but marriage is very complex for extremely wealthy women. And when the conditions of fame and money and wanting to be a wife are added to the mix, the topic of money, marriage, and hypergamy can become very radioactive and oversimplified, to the point where all people can do for fun is bash, and bash some more. And yes, we love Rihanna, but I think that it can be very tough for people to understand and to accept that a woman's choices, no matter how we may feel, will always be her own, and that water will always seek its own level, and that this universal truth can and will apply to Rihanna as well. And while ASAP Rocky may be considered a huge downgrade from Rihanna's billionaire ex, and a lot of feathers are going to be ruffled by what I'm about to say, but Rihanna's billionaire ex, Hassan Jamil, did not marry her. And in my opinion, in spite of what the optics may have looked like from the outside looking in, I personally do not think that he ever had any intention on marrying her because of his strict and conservative family background and because of his very traditional Muslim values. If you truly understand hypergamy, you would know that in order for Rihanna to have been Hassan's wife, she would have needed to do a complete 360-degree turnaround along with an about face on her salaciously risque image. She would have had to quiet down her iconic boldness, her authentic fierceness, which are the things that we love her for and are the things that have helped to create her empire. And she would have had to scrub and hide and downplay her romantic past for that marriage to even have a snowball's chance. And you know what? In working, let alone surviving. So in other words, get mad and argue with yourself because Rihanna and Jamil were not a good long-term match. And some of you are old enough to remember when Janet Jackson's Muslim billionaire younger ex-husband influenced her to drop her career stat and had her dressing in head-to-toe traditional Muslim garb. And guess what? Janet did what she had to do, expensive fertility treatments and all, and she disappeared from her career and from the spotlight to have her baby at 50. And she didn't have to worry about walking away from a billion-dollar beauty, makeup, and lingerie empire to do so. But then Janet got her baby, she dropped the garb, then dipped and got divorced. And now she's so in love with motherhood, and she feels so complete and fulfilled with her baby at the age of 55, to the point where Janet didn't even mention her third ex-husband's name in her recent Lifetime documentary, which I highly recommend that you watch. And I've said this on this channel countless times. I cannot stress this enough. But when a woman nears the age of 35, the wiring of her fertility clock will usually start to turn the corner into a 5-alarm fire. Although they are great options and great choices, not every woman wants to go the whole freeze your eggs, adopt, hire a surrogate, I'll have a baby by myself, yabba dabba do, the Shonda Rhimes route. Most women will want to have a baby the organic way, as that is what is most natural to our wiring as women, ideal situation or not. And I've expressed this countless times. The more money a woman makes, the more challenging it will be for her to find both chemistry and relationship compatibility, let alone hypergamy, as Rihanna is breathing very rare billionaire status air, and she is a very busy creative woman. But with the exception of motherhood, she has accomplished all of her dreams, and she has nothing to prove to anyone, so I am not surprised in the least at her pregnancy announcement at the age of 34 at all. Because having a child of your own will always be the icing on the success cake when you've accomplished everything that you've ever wanted to accomplish in life. And this may sting for some women to hear, but Rihanna, married or not, is not your average baby mama. Unmarried or not, footing the bill or not, she will be fine. And I am saying this as a hypergamously married woman. I don't condone it, but this is her situation and this is her life. And only time will truly reveal the kind of father that ASAP Rockhead will be in the future. And while ASAP, in my opinion, can come off kind of high-key arrogant, cocky, conceited, kind of superficial and shallow, and I can completely understand why many women, including myself, would find his character unlikable. But there are some positives. This is his first child as well. He's worth $10 million. His bag is his own. He's not an outright derelict street bum. They seem to have a lot in common in terms of creativity and fashion and circles. And she didn't meet him, yikes, on a bike while giving away Thanksgiving Day turkeys. Ladies, when a queen has built her own money throne, there will always be unintended consequences that will deeply affect her dating and marriage options in ways that she often isn't prepared for. But a woman with her own provider bag will eventually desire an heir to leave all of her blood, sweat, and tears and hard work to. And like it or not, that day for Rihanna has finally come. And with so much clickbait garbage and constant negativity in the media, people are taking their lives left and right. The hope of new life and of a new generation always makes me smile. Rihanna has always been great with kids. I am sure she will be a terrific mother, and I am sure that Rihanna's parents are over the moon for their daughter. Now, it is quite all right to express your disappointment in another woman's choices. I even like to crack jokes myself, but the super nasty, over the top judgments on how another woman should live her life simply isn't very feminine. As a feminine woman's goal should always be about being a lover and not a fighter. So, ladies and lurkers, is this the worst news ever of 2022? Is Rihanna wealthy or not just another baby mama statistic, or should a woman sweep around her own doorsteps before coming for a billionaire? And is it me, or will there always be a high-key, never-ending civil war between single women and baby mamas? Or are people just miserable, cranky, and frustrated about seeing everyone else's dreams come true? And as always, if you want more deeper dive videos, please like this video if you care. And as always, I look forward to reading your amazing responses to this video below. And stay tuned for more womanhood videos to come. And I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.